Hi, Marie from Crafty Landing back with you today, and it's my second instalment as a collaborator for Rach and Bella's A Crafter's Christmas Hop. We are on the home straight. I am day 22, and my partner today is Shabbydabbydoodah. Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. And our prompt is Terrific Trifolds. So that's what we've got today. So I'm hoping the light and everything is okay. It's very, very bright. Lovely day today. I'm not blocking out the sun. Been quite fortunate with it recently. Very chilly in the mornings and very frosty, but during the day, especially today, it's lovely. So the blind is open. So I do apologize if I move my hands around a bit like this. You'll catch some of the sunlight. I'm so sorry about that. But there we go. So day 22, A Crafter's Christmas Hop. If you are joining along and want to share your makes with us, please hashtag A Crafter's Christmas Hop and we will find it easily. You know the drill by now. If you're following along and you want the next installment and the next installment, go to rachandbellacrafts.com and under her menu there will be a collaboration tab. Click on it. Click on A Crafter's Christmas Hop and you will find everybody's YouTube links there. So here we go for today. My Terrific Trifold. Here we go. And you might notice that this is one of Rachel's envelopes. And I have cut one out here. That was the envelope. One of the envelopes. There's 3 to choose from her bundles. They're great, aren't they? So 3 envelopes you can choose from. And I have used the top of the envelope here. I'll explain all to you. And I've just put some of her lovely, lovely doilies on there. And if we undo it and untie it and open it up, we have this. And the trifold is here. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And I've even got a little journal ready here, a blank journal that I'm going to sew in there so that when you open it, you've got a little journal as well. I'm going to take the journal out a minute because I want to show you what we are actually creating today. And it's this trifold here, including how I used Rachel's envelope. So here, and then we have the actual trifold, which is 1, 2, and 3. And I have pockets, so I've got let me take this out. So belly band in the middle, which will be the back, and I have a pocket here. And I've used some of Rachel's cutouts, fussy cuts here. And we have a pocket here and a pocket here, as well as that belly band. And when you close the trifold back up and turn it over, we have a very large pocket here on the back. Okay, and that's what we are going to be creating today. So let me put this to one side. Let me just put this back here. I'm going to put my journal and I'm actually going to sew it in here like that. Kind of very useful, I thought, for making quick lists, meal ideas for your Christmas, what you want your house to look like, you know, what you need to get out, what you need to get ready. Maybe you've seen some things that you want to use this year for Christmas, and so you need to remember. I kind of thought it's quite good for a bullet type, list type journal that way. So what we need is an envelope, and you need your envelope to be either A4 size or bigger. So here in the UK, our standard size is A4, and you'll see that if I put my full piece of printed kit, so no border, this is borderless, you'll see that that is my A4 size, and my envelope is larger than A4. I'm going to be wanting the envelope to be open, so I'm going to be trimming 3 sides. So that's what we'll do to start. I'm just going to, am I going to close this one? Let me see how, just going to open this and see how much room I've got. Nope, I don't need to close that one, so I can trim. I'm going to trim straight down here like so. Oh, my knife should be sharp, but it doesn't sound very sharp. It's the angle, I think, at which I'm cutting. Yep, there we go. There's that one. I'm going to also trim. I just want to see where the joins are down here. So I'm going to leave that at the top. So I want to trim this. Let me turn it over so you can see. So that is the, you aren't going to be able to see very well, are you? Can you see a line there? That is the stuck part, and that is the stuck part. I'm going to keep the stuck part and trim off this edge here. Let me just make sure you aren't going to be able to see me. I'm a bit out of frame for this, but I'm literally just going to slice down the edge of my A4 to make sure the envelope becomes an A4 size, like that. I don't know what the sizes are, as in the envelope names. My husband would probably know, working in the mail sort of book industry. He will know all the envelope sizes. I don't. I just know I need the envelope to be A4. And again, I think we're there, but I need this edge slightly trimmed off as well. So I'm just going to very, very thinly just take off a slither, as our Steph would say, a little slither. Isn't it nice to see something from Steph again? And as she says, just gentle, gentle, back into the world of crafting again. I really sort of felt for her when she came on recent video and sort of explained why she had been missing in action, and she didn't need to explain at all, bless her. But Steph, I hear you. I think we've all been through it and all felt it at some point, just trying to keep up, especially now with the YouTube algorithms and Instagram algorithms. Like she said, it's just all, and I think a lot of, especially big named crafters like Joey DeFee, I noticed, has changed the way she is doing her videos, and all this membership now on YouTube. I'm not going down that route. But yeah, it's just all different, isn't it now? Right, so we have our envelope and it has been cut 3 sides. So don't cut the bottom. We're going to deal with that in a moment. So I have my envelope. So now I want to create my pockets. So I need a little bit of the bottom part of this envelope because I'm going to be using it for my pockets. So on the bottom, what I did was I sort of took off about 3.5 inches. I think it was about 3.5 inches from the open fold, so where the fold of the envelope is. And I think 3 inches is roughly 9 centimeters, and I've got centimeters on my board here, so I'm just going to mark 9 centimeters top and bottom so that I roughly know. It doesn't have to be exact, it's just the size of the pockets that I particularly used. I don't know why I chose that size, just gauged it by eye. I'm going to draw a line, I think, this time and use my scissors to cut so that you can see. Okay, so 9 centimeters, and I'm just going to cut that along with my scissors. I'm going to try and be straight. I'm not very good at cutting with scissors. I don't have a big guillotine. I have a little guillotine, but I do have a big one actually, but it's like an industrial one. It will chomp off about 50 sheets of paper in one go. Right, so if I turn it back this way now, I'm sorry, you can't, because I'm using a brown envelope, you can't see, can you, what on earth I'm doing? Right, there we go. Okay, so that part is going to become my pockets, all right, on the inside of my trifold. So I want gussets now to help me with my pockets. I want gussets. And I'm just going to think about doing my gussets now. Yep, I'm going to fold in the ends that will become the gusset of my pockets. So I'm just going to fold. I'm not measuring or anything. I'm just gauging it by eye. Just going to fold in. A gusset is kind of like a little space, like a little hinge, which allows things to slide in and out of a pocket, for instance, slightly easier. So that's a gusset. So it's just like making a hinge. So I have one here now, and I want one on this side as well. Okay, so this is where it's a little bit fiddly, because this is the end that was part of the envelope, sort of open, like sort of like it's thicker, where the envelope, where the pieces of paper were stuck to make the envelope itself, it's actually slightly thicker, so it is a little bit harder to fold. We will get there, and once that's started, I can now get my bone folder, which will help me along, and I can already see that that's not particularly straight, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to get my bone folder in there, and hopefully that will help it straighten out a little bit. But like I say, I'm not going to worry too much. Okay, there we go. It will sort itself out. That is the thicker side. So now, when I fold up, okay, I'm just using the paper to show you. I have those gussets there. All right, now I want a pocket on the opening flap. Both flaps, I'm going to have pockets, and the inside, the back inside, I'm going to leave alone because I'm going to have a belly band there. So this is now where I'm going to fold to make the trifold itself. Okay, now you can gauge this by eye. Okay, so it depends how big you want your openings and your pockets to be. Ignore the envelope opening for a minute. This is the actual trifold. So this side here is longer than this bit here. Okay, and I just did that because I like the look of it that way, and it enables me to put a fairly decent sized journal there inside. Okay, so if you're following along with my measurements, roughly, I did let me have a look. I did 8 centimeters in from the left, and then I did 10 centimeters in from the right. So I'm just going to look here to make sure that that is still what I want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be there. Yeah, I think that's still okay. So I'm going to use my ruler to help me fold now. Let me make sure that's straight on my grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that line to that line, and I'm just going to run my fingers along there to help that fold, and I'll sort it out in a minute. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there. Let me have a look. That's going to be there. And then that one will come up around. Yep, I'm happy with that, I think. Or do I want it slightly bigger? No, I'm just going to stick with my 10. So 8 centimeters in from the left side, and 10 centimeters in from the right side. That's what I did. But you can kind of fold it as you want it, really. So I'm going to open it back up, only because it's easier to get my new fold line now. So I'm going to bone fold that down, like so. And then I'm going to bone fold this one down, like, so it's roughly about 10 centimeters on the inside as well. I think my initial one was slightly bigger than that, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We can work with whatever size we've got. Okay, now I can put this back up. So now you can see that I have a fold going on here. Okay, we'll sort the pocket out in a minute. And I have a fold going on here. And that is what's going to make my actual trifold. Okay, now my pockets, I would like a pocket here and I would like a pocket on this opening, but I don't want a pocket here. If I open it up, this is where we've got to be careful. I'm going to draw it on in a minute. This is where we've got to be careful because I've got gussets here on the end of, on one end of my pockets, but at the moment I've only got fold line here. So I want to make a gusset as well. So what I need to do, that's the fold line. So I want a little bit extra to make a new gusset. So I need to go past my fold line, a centimetre or two, and I'm going to draw a line, and that is going to be my new gusset. And the same on this side. So that's my fold line, but I want to leave a little bit more for my gusset. So I'm going to draw a line there. I don't want that bit. So that is the bit that I need to cut out. Okay, so scissors down the drawn line to the fold of my pocket, scissors down the drawn line to the fold of my pocket, and then cut this bit out. And this is where I will use my craft knife. I want to cut that bit out. So, yep. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. So we want that bit off like that. Okay. So I'm taking that bit away. Now we have made the gussets that we need to make our pocket, but I need to chop into them a minute. I could have done that with a craft knife in, and I'm going to miter it so that you can see what I mean there. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same with this bit, miter it and cut this bit off. And this is going to be a bit tricky. I should have just got my craft knife and carried on. There we go. And now it means I can do all my gussets. So I can miter now it down the bottom there. I can miter it here like that. So let me show you now. That is the new gusset for each of my pockets. Okay, I want to miter this bit here as well, top and bottom, to help the pocket, and I'll be able to manipulate the pocket a bit better as well then. So I'm just going to open it back up. Okay, and where the pocket is going to be, I'm just going to miter in there, and I'm actually going to take a little bit of this off as well. So I'm just going to miter it both ways there as well. I think I might need to pull that bit off. Yep, there we go. And this one down here. Okay. And now the same this side. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to, where the fold is of the pocket, I'm going to miter it there, and I'm also going to do the same that way. So it's like a V shape, and I need to miter this one as well. So I need to chop it off there. So I'm going to chop the corner off here and miter it in my pencil line there and there. This is the fiddliest bit. That is it. Okay, that is what we need. So at the moment they aren't being used for anything, so I might chop that bit off in a minute because it's the thickest part. It's a little bit tricky to fold. This one's okay, so I might glue that one down to help it be more sturdy. Okay, but here we have our pocket. That is going to become one pocket. If I get my bit of paper again to show you. Okay, so that is going to become one pocket, and this is going to become our other pocket. Yeah, okay. So I am going to glue this bit down because it's just going to help make that a bit more sturdy. I would have glued this one down as well, but this on my envelope, it's a bit too hard to manage fold. I'm not happy with the way it's folding, so I'm actually just going to cut that bit straight off. I'm going to do that first. Okay, you might, when you do yours, you might discover that you could actually fold yours and glue it easily. I can't with mine. I'm not happy, so I'm just going to snip mine right off like so. There we go. Okay, but this one, it's okay to glue, and that will help make it sturdier. So I'm just going to get my glue, and I am going to glue it straight down. So I'm just going to put some glue along there like so, and I'm just going to glue mine down there. Right, so I know now that that side may not be totally straight, but I'm not too worried. And there we go. So I can manipulate my pockets now by making sure they are going to match the end. So that would be like that. As you can see, it's slightly off. If I do it this side, you'll be able to see it better. Where's my bit of paper? If that was my white bit, if that was the front of the envelope, you can see that it's not matched very well. It's not butted up. So I'm just going to fiddle with that to make sure it does what I want it to do. So there we go. Okay. That's better. Okay, it marries up much better with the end of the envelope now. Okay, I can see that that bit there marries up much better. I'm going to do the same with this side. Okay, let me just get my knife and take that bit off. Got a little extra bit there I don't want, thank you. Let's get rid of these bits so you can see what I'm doing. Right, and that bit, yep, I actually can do away with this. That one needs to come out a little bit. I folded that too far in. There we go. So they do need a little bit of manipulation, because once your pockets are there, you also, which I'm going to do now, you also need to make sure that your trifold closes the way you want it to close. So because of the fold and the pockets, I need to make sure that I'm going to be able to fold it that way, and I'm going to be able to fold it back in again. Okay, and I am like that. Okay, lovely. Let me fiddle back with this a minute to make sure it's nice and straight here when you open it, because what you don't want is it looking wonky straight away as soon as you look at it. So there we have our trifold done. Okay, apart from the belly band and the pocket on the back middle. So if I close that, that's the back. Okay, so front, back, and I want to have a pocket here on the back, a nice tall pocket, nearly the whole length of the trifold. So this is where you get the piece you cut off. This was the excess bit that we didn't need. I know that I can use it for my pocket because it's wider than my trifold, so I've got gussets there as well, look. So I'm going to just see where I want my pocket to end up, and I want it to end up just there. That's where I want my pocket to be. So I'm going to slice off the excess that I don't want. And I need 3 gussets now because it's a complete new pocket. Before we used the fold of the envelope, but this is a separate piece. So before we only needed 2 gussets because I was using the fold of the envelope as the bottom of the pocket. This one Okay, it's a complete new piece. So we need 3 gussets. We need 1 down each side, but we also need 1 at the bottom. I'm going to do the bottom gusset first. So I'm just going to fold it up like that. Then I'm going to do 1 of the side gussets. I'm going to open that bit back up again. Just going to fold. You could use a scoreboard to fold this if you wish. I'm not really terribly bothered. I don't mind some things being skew-ish, not obviously skew-ish, but I don't mind a little bit of a wiggle, if you like, the look of a wiggle, because it's handmade, isn't it? So can you see now? Okay, I've got 2 gussets done. I've got the bottom and 1 of the sides done. So now I need to do this side. So I need to fold about the edge of the trifold. So I need to fold it about here. Okay, and I know I'm bringing the fold up towards me, but that's just that I can see where I need to actually fold it when I take it off. There is my fold, so I'm coming back the other way now, and it's about there. Okay, so I'm just going to double check that fits. That and that goes onto my, yes, lovely, and that's going to be the pocket at the back, like so. Now I had a little notch, and you can use a circular punch for that if you want. I haven't got one that big, so I just use something round, and I think I'm going to use my little spool of ribbon here, and I'm just literally going to find where the halfway point is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's going to be about 5. It's going to be about there. So I'm just going to, by eye, draw around it like that. And that should roughly, super, that should roughly give me my opening. So I'm going to cut that out before I do anything. Okay, oops. Follow that, Marie. All around there, like so. There we go. Might keep that bit in a minute for doing the paper that I'm going to decorate it in. And now I'm going to mitre. There. There. Open it all up. I need to mitre there. And then the bottom one. And I need to mitre there. And then that one. There we are. Right. Fold these back in again. And I'm just going to double check that, oh, look, this is sticking to my jumper. Look. Right, let me move that out of the way. You stay over there. Just stay over there. Right. Got my trifold. It's on the back. Make sure I've got it the right way up. No, I haven't. Turn it round. Make sure I've got it. Yep. That's, yep. The back. Right. I might just write B for back so I know which is the back. Right. When this is closed, if I imagined it's already glued on there, is it looking straight? It is, I believe. Look at that. So that's going to be our back pocket. I'm not going to glue it yet because I want to decorate this bit here. But that is our back pocket done. So that's the back. Now that's the front. That's our first pocket, like so. Can you see that's now? And that is the front. Okay, now I just need to do one more thing in our trifold. Front, that bit. We've done that pocket, and we've done, I need to do 2 more things. We've done that pocket. If I move the journal out of the way, we need to do the belly band bit. but this has got 2 pockets. 1 pocket, 2 pockets. Okay, so if here's our, let me just, okay, so this is, so already you can see that my original one was slightly taller. Doesn't matter. So here's a pocket, and that's a pocket, but I also have a pocket here, so I need a pocket here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my first pocket slightly smaller. So I'm going to fold it down, and that will give a bit of strength actually to the opening as well. It will give a double thickness so that when you've got things sliding in and out all the time, it will give it a bit of strength. So that's the first pocket, but now I need a second pocket, and I still have a piece of the envelope left. So I need to make a new pocket. Now I want this pocket, I want it to be slightly going in a bit further than the first pocket. So I don't want to make it so that it just stops there. I actually want it so that it goes down a little bit inside that first pocket. Okay, so like the back pocket, I'm just going to make the gussets first. So I'm going to fold that, and I'm going to fold what will be the bottom. Okay, like so. And I want it hidden a little bit from that first pocket. So I'm happy with that. So now I know I need to fold that second pocket about there. Okay, so I'll take that away again. I need to make that second gusset or third, so, and then that will go in there like that. Let me move that one away. Like that, out the way again. Okay, I want this pocket to be a bit stronger here, so I'm going to do another fold, just like I did on this one, to give it a bit of strength. So I'm going to open it back up and give it a fold where the top part is. Okay, and then just double check that I'm happy with the size and that it fits. So that's going to go in there. And yes, there we go. Right, so now the next thing I'm going to do is, oh, we haven't got the strength on this one. I'm just going to fold this one over as well to make it stronger on that one there. I might need to, in a minute, do new mitering. That's okay. So now I'm going to glue all the bits that need gluing, okay? Let's start with our second pocket. The bit that needs gluing is the top part, the bit where things are going to be sliding in and out. So I need to glue this bit down. So I'm going to do that first. Okay, I'm just going to glue that bit down. And I'm just going to leave that dry a moment. I need to make this bit stronger, the opening of this pocket. So I'm just going to glue that bit down as well. And I also need to glue this bit to help that pocket stay strong at the opening. So I'm just going to glue that part down as well. Okay. Right. If I put the lid back on the glue and take a slurp of my tea. I now can remiter the tops of the pockets. So that needs to go there and that needs to go there. Okay. Oh, and I need to mitre at the bottom of this one as well, because this is the second pocket that we're putting in on one side. So I need to do all the mitering. Okay, so that is that pocket that's going to go there. I'll be able to mitre these now. So just give these a new bit of mitre at the corners, like so. And that is our pocket, and they will be glued there. And these need mitering as well. Oops, nearly dropped the finger. And this side. Ooh, more fingers and thumbs today. Oh, Marie, come on. Right, folks, so that is our trifold. That is the basics of how to make a trifold with pockets. So we've got one pocket on the inside, two pockets on that side. We have the pocket for the back. And now the only thing we need is something for the belly band. And we do have this bit here, which was the missing part here. But we also have the ends of the envelope that we chopped off. So we also have the opening part here that we chopped off. So this, take that bit out and take that bit off. This would be perfect for a said belly band, and it's already got one gusset there. Look at that. So I'm going to tear this time, I think. I'm going to tear the sticky part off. There we go. And we have that part. It's already like a made gusset there. So I need to make a new gusset on this side. So I'm just following the fold of the trifold, and I need it to be there. So I'm going to chop there and chop off this side, mitre it, and now I have a gusset for my belly band. So that's quite big. Let me chop a little bit of that off and go like that. There we go. So that's the back. There are my pockets, and there is my belly band. Okay, now what's left to do is all the covering. Okay, and to cover it all, I literally got my chosen pieces of paper, and I put it on, and I mark it where the fold is, tear it off, and just make each piece for the individual parts of my trifold, because a whole A4 sheet will fit, because we trimmed the envelope to fit the A4, and it's even smaller because we then made the gussets. So there's plenty of the full sheet of paper for you to cover each side of the trifold. So I'm going to go away, cover most of this. The last thing I'm going to do with you for a minute is glue down no, I'm not going to glue my pockets, because I will want my covered paper to go in there a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and I'm going to tear and ink all the paper that I'm going to use to cover, and then I will come back and show you how I made the envelope front part. Okay, so I'll be back when I've done all that. See you in a minute. Right, hi, I'm back with you, and I've got as far as covering some of the folio. There's that pocket there. I've done the inside back with the belly band, and I've done the opening two flaps, but I haven't done the back pocket, and I'll explain why in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to show you how I cover the pockets and things. So I know that I want 2 pockets here like that. One's attached to the folio from our original piece, and one I'm putting in like that. First of all, I'm going to do the back piece because I want the back piece to come down slightly further inside the pocket so that it's not seen. So I'm looking around what I've got here. I'm thinking that might be nice. I think it might be that way round for one of the pockets. So I'll keep that for the pockets. That might be nice for this pocket, although I've used some of that here. What about, that's not big enough, but that is big enough for that. It will be if we do it that way. We could use some of that on that pocket, which would be quite nice. So I'm still looking for something here. So it might have to be some more of the collage piece, or I've got one of the collage pieces where Rachel's given us the bit of embellishments already. Now, how far down would this be? Oh, I'd cut her off. Oh, no, I wouldn't. Where's that second pocket? That second pocket would be there. So how far down do I need to go? I can go as far as here. Fan-dabby-dozy. So I'm not too worried about this bit here. But so I'm going to go as far as the top of this one. So where's my pencil? I can go as far as there. And my fold is there. So I need it to be about here. Right. And I literally, that's what I do. I put it to the edge and work out where my fold is and put the pencil line slightly in from my fold, because I always like the envelope or whatever I'm using as a trifold to show, to frame the paper. I like that look. Some of you might prefer to cover the whole thing, which is fine. It depends on personal preference, doesn't it, really? So I know I need to tear up down to about there, and then I need to tear across here. There we go. So that piece will definitely fit in there like so. Right, let's get that inked and glued, and then I'll do the pockets as well. So that is my way of measuring. I don't use the ruler. I obviously use the ruler when I need it for specific measurements, like folding the trifold in the first place, working out where I want the flaps to open and things. But most of the time, I am just doing it by eye and preference, really. There we go. Right, so now I need, I'm looking at the whole thing to make sure it all flows nicely. So a bit of collage there, and I think I want, because I've got some of that there, I think I want to use a piece of this one. Where's my smaller ruler? Here. I want to use a piece of this one. Take that white border off here. So again, I know this is a small piece, so I don't need to mark it with my ruler this time. I'm just going to go straight down where my pocket is, and I think I need to take a slither off the bottom. So a bit of a slither off of the bottom, and that's going to fit on there nicely. So I'm going to ink this one up. So that one will be ready for, and I like to rough them up sometimes, especially if I'm going for the vintage look. If I want a sleek look, I won't. But if I want a vintage look, sometimes I'll rough them up and even tear them and put some of my faux vintage tape on them. Now this one, I think I want the berries near the top and a bit of that holly showing. So I'm going to get my pocket out, move the tripod out of the way. So I think I want my berry showing. So I'm going to tear it off about here. Make sure I'm getting, yep, there, like so. And I know I need to take a slither. Do I take a slither off there or there? Yep, no, I need to take a slither off this bit, I think. Slither, slither, like so. Press on my ruler to keep it there. I like using the transparent ruler. I think I've said before when I'm tearing, because I can actually see, oh, I need a bit more, how much I'm tearing off. This piece, I needed more than that. Why didn't I do that before? Oops, now I've got my mess following me. What about there? Where's the end of that one? So, yeah. And also sometimes because I folded things and kind of it, like I said in the beginning, it might be a bit wonky donkey in places, which I don't mind. If I use the guillotine to cut these pieces, the guillotine obviously will cut them nice and straight. But if I've got a wonky donkey pocket, my lovely cut guillotine piece will not look straight on it because it will be nice and straight, but the pocket won't be, so it'll look out of place. So that's why I prefer tearing also, because I know I'm getting this, the shape of what I actually want it to be stuck on. So that is going on there, and then those are going on there like that. So let's assemble this, and that's exactly what I wanted to show you, the way I do it. That is exactly what I do. If you weren't on the camera watching me, I would do no different to what I've just done. While I'm here, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and another big thank you to everyone who watched my first video of my cover, because I wasn't sure about it. I wasn't sure about how interactive to go with it. But I've had such lovely comments and feedback. So thank you. It really went down well, and that means a lot to have that nice feedback, and to know that that is the kind of thing you like to see, and that it was different. I've had lots of the word unique used on my comments. Thank you. I'm just really pleased that you enjoyed that one. And on the Facebook group, I've seen people have a go. Oh, that's just like, that's for me to know that I've inspired somebody to have a go at something that I've made is just wonderful. I'm just really I don't know, taken aback really. So thank you. And please do, if you've had a go at any of the makes, use the hashtag Crafters Christmas Hop, or just post on Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook account really, or you want to oh, sorry, let me just get that a minute. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. That was my son giving me a ring on his way home from work. It's his and my other son, my youngest son's. Their birthdays are quite close together. And my oldest is next Saturday, and then Nathan's is a couple of days after, like 2 days after. And I've got two lads. My sisters have also had two lads. So all the cousins are getting together for a bit of a games night. And my son just phoned me asking me if I've got some felt. Me, a crafter. Mum, have you got any felt? Duh. I think I might have some felt somewhere. And apparently he wants it for a dice board that he's making for one of the games that they're going to be playing. Oh dear, lads and their toys. If you are a mum of boys and grown-up sons, you will know. Dear me, all these things. But yeah, that's what he phoned me for. They're having a bit of a get together and a games night. So he's busy trying to make things, I think. Right, I don't have my two pockets there, so I need to just leave a little mark with my pencil to know where to put this pocket. There, so two little notches, so I know where I want it to be. And I need to glue down my gussets, or hinges, that some people call them. So I need to glue down those. Glue quite near the top of the bottom one so that nothing catches when it's sliding in and out. So I know that I want to put it back there, like so. So there and there. I'll leave that take a minute and then I'll put my ruler in to make sure it hasn't stuck down. And then this one, we just need to glue the sides down because this is our original envelope that we just gusseted to make the pocket there. So that one is now going to go up. So just the sides, lid back on the glue, Marie, and little ruler, just to make sure that nothing is going to stick where it shouldn't stick. So that's the pocket there. And then this side, I'm just making sure the gusset doesn't stick to the actual underside itself. I need it to remain a pocket. So that one there, and then that one. Yep, there. Right, I think they are all okay. So that is the inside of the trifold done. So we have a pocket. Have I got anything I can use? Yep, here we go. So we have a pocket in there. We have the belly band here, and that means you can have something quite big going in there. And we have a pocket here, and we have a pocket here. And of course it looks, oh, what's going on here? Let me just make sure that bit isn't still, there we go. And of course it looks lovely using bits of the kit, but you can also further embellish using the cutouts that Rachel has given us, and I think I will do that later on. Right, and definitely on here I will be covering that with some of the cutouts, and that is the front of the trifold, and we are making a pocket on the back. Now the reason why I haven't stuck the back down, let me get my original one. The reason why I haven't stuck the, oh look Marie, getting all tangled here. Let me put this all back together again. There, right. Okay. Okay, so the reason why I haven't put the back pocket on is if I turn over and show you, and when you can see this one is much bigger than this one, is because we need to hide the hinges for the envelope that we are using from Rachel's kit. So we need a hinge here to allow this to sort of flappy open, and we need a hinge here for this one to flappy open. And you can see here on this one that I've actually used some sort of fabric there. You can use paper, it will work fine, but I've decided to use fabric. Okay, so have I used the whole of Rachel's envelope? No, because it's not big enough. We are going to use this one for the front today, I think. It definitely wasn't big enough for this one. Okay, well, it might have been, no, it wouldn't have been, but this one, it might have been big enough. I might have been able to get away using that bit as my back pocket, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's not how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it my original way. So this is the envelope, and this is an envelope. Now, I want the underside part of the envelope as well. Okay, so I can either cover that with some of the papers from the kit, or I could use 2 of the bits of the envelope that I need, and I think I might do that. Now I'm just going to turn this over to the front because I'm thinking of using this red one here, and then this one will be on the other side. So let me just go like that to see if I'm going to like it, and I think I will. Okay, so this has turned out smaller than my original one, but I used the same envelope, so I don't know how that happened. Maybe I didn't cut that down completely to A4, maybe it was slightly bigger. It might have been, but I've cut this one down and it's still going to work. We'll have two different sizes. How fun. Right, I need to crack on, Marie. So I want to use this one for my front, but I also need these pieces because I'm going to be gluing them like that. Okay, I don't want the middle picture. The middle picture can actually be used for the one of the tags, which is what I did with this one. That tag has been made, or just from that bit there, and that slides in the belly band in the back, so that's quite good. So yeah, keep the pictures, but I want to use the pieces, so I'm going to cut here. I'm going to cut that one off, and Rachel has given us really clear lines of where to have folded the envelope. I'm using them for where to cut the envelope. So I'm going to keep that one because that'll be a nice tag. And now I want to cut these ones off as well. Okay, like so. I'm rushing. You'll be able to take much more care than me. Right, so oh, bit wobbly there. So when I've glued these, I might need to do a little bit of tidying up. And I'll put that there. Right, so it's literally going to be that piece to that piece. So I'm going to glue those two together, and that piece to that piece. Oops. But before I glue them together, I need to glue in the hingey bit, the bit of hinge that we are going to use. So why can't I pick these up? Right. So I know that I want that to be in like that, and I'll put a lovely cutout on there of fussy cuts of Rachel's. And I think I'm going to want that, even though, is it upside down? Don't think so. And I want that to be under there. That's how it's going to look on the front. Oh, no, it's going to be that way. I thought something was wrong. That's how it's going to look on the front of the trifold. Like that, and I'll have my string or ribbon go around that way. So that's how the front is going to look. So what we're going to do is we need some fabric now, or paper. As I said, paper will work just as well, but I would prefer some fabric, and we're going to put some fabric down each of these hinges. Now I have got some lovely red ribbon here, which can be used, I think, for the front one. Yep, I'm going to go with that. Where's my fabric tack? Okay, so fabric tack first, all along here. I hope it's light enough. The sun has gone now, and I have switched the light on, so I hope it is okay for you. Don't know if there's a right or wrong way with this, but I'm just going to pop it on there like that, like so. Now I don't know if I've got enough. No, I won't have enough for the other one, so I'll just move this one out the other way and let that dry a little bit. So for this one, have I got something else? I have got a different red. It's not the same red, but it is still red. So I think I'm going to, yeah, let's use a bit of that. Let's cut that bit off a minute. Fabric tack again, this time down this side. Lovely. Now I'm going to put the lid on this one a minute, because fabric tack, as we know, spills out everywhere. Right, let's get that bit down. And I need to make sure I've got some on the outside to glue onto the actual folio. Right, there we go. Okay, So now I can glue that back on there like that, and that one back on there like that. So I'm going to do that a minute off camera. So I'm going to glue those, ink all the way around, cut the ribbon to the right length, and then show you how to attach it to the trifold. Right, I'm back. I've got those pieces stuck together, and there is our hinge, our fabric hinge, and there is that one stuck to that one, all inked, and there is our fabric hinge. So here is the folio. So I've opened the folio and I'm going to turn it over like so, because we need to glue the fabric down before we glue the pocket on. Now I'm just going to make sure I have these the right way. I want that to be there, but I want that one to be underneath. So that one there and that one there. So now I'm going to turn over, and I can see that I need that one to be glued there, and I need that one to be glued there. So I'm going to move them out of the way exactly as they are, so that I can open up the trifold and know where I want to glue them, because I want them to go that way. So that one needs gluing there, and that one needs gluing that way there. Okay, and then our back pocket will hide the hinges because it's going to go down like that. So it's going to help hold our hinges in place as well as hide the gluing part. Okay, so that's what I'm aiming to do. So I know that the fold is here, so I'm going to glue that bit onto there with some Fabri-Tac. So that's almost the length of the trifold. It's almost the length, so there to there. Okay, I'm going to use my finger just to flatten it out a little bit, and now I know I need to put that on like so. Straighten the ribbon out. Okay, making sure I've left some room for it to come round like that. That's it, that's what we want. Okay, good. Now we need to do the same for this side. So I need to put it about there. I'm going to bring this one out just so I can see how far I've done it. Right, okay. So about there again, down to there. So about here. Oh, come on, glue. To about there. Right, lid on the glue. And straighten out the Fabri-Tac a little bit. Okay. And, oh, got some glue on my finger. And I'm just going to carefully glue that one on. Straighten my ribbon out or my fabric out, whatever you're using. And like I say, paper will work just as fine, just as well. I'm going to bend that over, make sure it's got enough room for the fold, and it has. Let's get rid of this glue that's seeping through. Okay, and I'm going to fold that one under, that one under. Oh, and that is how it's going to, lovely, lovely, lovely. Now on the back, to hide this ribbon a bit, we will have our pocket like so. So now I can glue my pocket down. Okay, so it's already got glue coming through the fabric, so it's already quite wet, which is good because it will help stick the pocket gussets down as well. Ooh. Oh gosh, Marie, you're rushing. I'm aware, as usual, that I've gone on a bit of time. Why do I choose these kind of projects that need a little bit of explaining? Because they are slightly tricky. Why do I let myself go through that? It's because I know you like them. Like I said before, my previous one, you have been so kind with your comments. Right, come on, big pocket. Come on, you beauty. Let's get you stuck down here. Look at you, lovely, lovely beauty. You know, like I said before, I could carry on embellishing these, even though I'm using the collage papers. I've put some of Rachel's beautiful doilies on the front of this one. And haven't put anything there yet, but here, these I've cut out from the bauble sheet and stuck them over the top of the collage. Here is Mr. Nutcracker over here, toy soldier, and I've done the cupcake up there. So yeah, you've got to like just play around. You've got so much to use. It's these kits that Rachel comes out with are just brilliant and amazing. They are just so full. You could make 2 or 3 journals and none of them would be the same because there's so much paper choice that you can use in the kits. So much to choose. This one you could go the red, the sort of earthy colour from this one, goldy earthy colour. You could go green, could go blue. She's got lots of blues in this one. It's just brilliant for choice. Something for everyone. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is our trifold with sort of a trifold. Now I'm going one step further. I know I need to do my eyelet and my ribbon or string, but I have got one more thing to show you that I thought might go well in here. Just that I printed off this sheet of tags and I thought to myself, if I cut around 3 but don't cut the middles out, fold them, I would be able to probably glue it there and then we would have trifold in a trifold in a trifold. Let me try. I'll be back in a minute to show you if it's worked. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I promise this is the last time. And here we have the folio that I've made with you today. Here is the original one, same envelope, but it turned out larger. And if I undo the twine, it opens up like this, then this, and I've decorated it, started to decorate it, and here is our folio. So 1, 2, 3, and we have a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a journal in the middle, and a belly band at the back, and then behind we also have this large pocket. So that's the original one. Going to move that out the way. Now, here is the one I made with you. And I've got my journal here because I want to see if it fits inside. I'm not sure it will, but we'll see. Now, I've chosen some sari silk. Kind of rustic, the front of this one, isn't it? But I did wonder if this would go nice on there. Look at that. No, these are at the top. I love it. I might stick that on there off camera. But what I wanted to show you was whether that little trifold has fitted and worked inside this trifold. So here is the sari silk. It's just an eyelet and I've tied a single knot through there, and one of the sari silk ends goes this way and the other one that's longer wraps round. But you can open them both. Let me move the journal out of the way to start with. So I will be decorating this side and I will be decorating this side. But look, I've already started a collage, bit of the collage paper and a bit of lace. Can you see that on there? See that lace on there? Lovely. Now here is my trifold. What I did was I cut 3 tags out from the tag sheet and I backed them onto some of the kit paper. There they are. And because of the way I've cut them out, oh, it's got a bit of something on it. The plain one will be the one that's stuck down if I want it stuck, and I do. And then you can just fold it like a trifold. So we have a trifold in a trifold, which is almost in another trifold. Ah, I love it, love it, love it. So I'm sorry it has taken so long to get to this point, but I really wanted to show you my idea for this trifold, terrific trifold. And I'm going to put that about, now I could have put some ribbon underneath to tie it closed. Have I got anything? Have I got any of this ribbon left? Hang on, hang on. I've got some sari silk left. Shall I tie it with that before it sticks? Or is it going to annoy me sticking up like that? Nope. I think it'll be all right because the top part will keep it closed, won't it? Look at that, folks. So the envelope tops are here and here. Both of those are from the envelope. And don't forget the insides of the envelope that we cut can be used for making the big tags that we need. I'm just looking for the boot that I cut out because that could be used, couldn't it? Where's the other bit that I cut out? Oh well, it's here somewhere. I will finish this off camera and show you in the Facebook group how it turned out. So that can be made into a tag. And then we actually open the trifold. So that opens that way. And we have a pocket and a pocket. I'm going to decorate this part so that the two blues aren't looking so stark next to each other. And we have the belly band and we have the pocket here. And we also have that lovely big pocket on the back. Ladies and gents, thank you for sticking with me. I hope you've enjoyed my little make for today. Let me know in the comments if you think I should put the bow on it or not. I really feel like I should. Oh, I was going to check if the journal fits in. Hang on, I don't think it's going to, but I want to know. That one, I don't think it's going to. That one, that one. No, it's not. I need to make a smaller journal. If I want a journal in there, it will need to be slightly smaller. But hey, that's okay. I may not put a journal in this one. Thank you ever so much for sticking with me. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. Sorry it's taken me so long, but you've probably sped me up, which is absolutely fine. In the comments, please let me know if you think the bow should be there. Ooh. See you soon. Bye.